Hi, and welcome to Wednesday's channeling of Odyssey and Ascension. This is Roxanne, and thanks again for tuning in. So let's rock the paradigm once again and see what the gang has for us in store for us. Oh goodness.
We're just silly.
We're just a bunch of sillies. You okay over there?
Yes.
Okay, you got this. Booyah.
Take
Here
a
we
deep
go.
breath.
And greetings to the collective. This is Ocyphius from the Oversoul Collective Fire. We shall name this idea of today's, let's say, channeling transmission idea. Whatever you choose to call this idea now. We're going to name it this particular idea. We haven't actually said the name. Usually Roxanne comes up with it, but we like to give her a little boost on this one. Lebron. The King James Version. That idea of your NBA star at this current space-time now, that of LeBron James. Many of his critics over the years have, let's say, punished themselves truly for getting mad at him for his actions. We'd like to offer you some idea of a clarity of someone following their highest excitement at any level. Perception. He has a whole bunch of zeros in his bank account, but he wasn't happy. He achieved that NBA stardom, achieved that fanfare, and achieved many, many sponsors, and certainly what you call a lot of money. So he's set for life. He has no worries. Really? Interesting. You think zeros solves worries. But truly the heart cannot be filled with anything materialistic, anything in the idea of limitation. It cannot, because it's the illusion, it is fear. You can't fill your heart with fear and ever be happy. Ever. Because it's an illusion. It's not you. Now, LeBron made some choices to leave that of his area, his birth area, his stomping grounds, if you will, that of Cleveland, and go on down to Miami and join the Heat and have the trio down there. And he left in a way that was viewed by the public as not so good. Well, let me explain a little bit about his vibration at the time so you can see someone birthing themselves into more of themselves by not listening to the scrutiny in the mirror and following to their best ability their joy to find peace inside of them. Happiness inside of them. Despite everyone that around him that, let's say, was going to, he have even feared, most certainly, losing some of his friends, losing some of those, let's say, companionships and maybe some ideas of sponsors. But he left Cleveland in a way that was viewed highly, highly negative. But that was the only way he understood he can get out of where he needed to be. Because nobody in Cleveland at that time was listening to him. They put him in stardom, but they weren't listening to him. They viewed him as a robot to take him to the promised land of the NBA championship. But he needed a certain idea to fill his heart, to bring out the LeBron James God in full. And no one would listen to him, and he struggled with himself on birthing himself to understand himself. And he found a venue to go and fill his dream, that of an NBA championship. I believe they got a couple. But he was left wanting, wasn't he? He got his championships and he was most certainly happy. But he still wasn't happy. So he went home. He was always happy there, but he needed to be happy from a different Lebron, a different point of view, a different self, to go and experience what he thought would bring him the total happiness, the championship. And he was still left wanting, which is awesome, because he's birthing himself. He explored his highest excitement. No one in Cleveland was listening to him. Miami said, come on down. They put a trio around him. And he achieved his dream. And then his dream was a little bit lackluster. And he stayed and he followed it again, out of obligation and some ideas. Did it again. Then he knew he was done. Because his heart still wasn't filled with himself, being the most joyful self. And he went home to Cleveland with a new Lebron. And now he has the respect. I know that's a limiting word, but respect from his peers. All of Cleveland said, oh, we'll forgive you. Forgiven. Let me tell you something, Cleveland. If LeBron would not have taken the steps he did, you would have never achieved a championship with him. Because his heart wasn't there. Because no one would listen to him. And he didn't know how to, let's say, show his love in his best way to get that opportunity to flow to him in Cleveland. Yet it happened in Miami. And then all of Cleveland got mad. Because your idol left. Your happiness left. Your hopes and aspirations in another left. And then you, Cleveland, grew. Because now you had to look inside to understand that LeBron was not your savior. Most definitely King James. But he would never bring you happiness. He brought you a championship, but it wouldn't fill your heart. And LeBron is living proof of that. That's why he came home. Now he comes home with a new self, a new understanding of himself. And now he's building that idea team to bring the championship not to Cleveland, but for himself in the total dream he, let's say, started off with. That will fill his heart. You all did it together. Each and every one of you co-created that entire idea. That is a God understanding himself in the most epic way by following his joy, and his journey, well documented, will show you the, let's say, epic choices he made despite the scrutiny. You may say, yes, he had the comfort of the zeros in his bank account, but that never brings happiness. Trust this. An epic God LeBron is. He has achieved his, let's say, highest self possible to this now. And he will continue on that journey, following his joy, bringing those around him now. If you notice, he's lifting his team through his love. He's lifting Cleveland through his love for himself. An epic God. And don't discount the name King James. This is Ocyphius from the Oversoul Collective Fire. We shall take a break. I bid you a good now, a don't. Now that was cool.
Yeah.
I dig that. That's an epic story. Awesome, guys. We'll take a break. I love you. Hi, and welcome back from break. Here we go. And welcome back. Allow yourself to the best of your ability to be that what you were dreaming of. That immortal God. That I am. But once again, you're always defining what it's supposed to be in the next moment. And most certainly a lot of you are fearing to say, once again, you are God in the mirror. For that scrutiny will, let's say, unleash a fury of, let's say, arrows of discontent. There's let's say, a reasoning, a resonation that allows you to look at yourself as God, to look at yourself as the individual I am. But there's many ideas behind that through the dogma of religion, past, future ideas. We say future ideas because you are always now, truly listen now, talking to your future selves. You're very, very connected to this official you in the future, helping this one become that one, that kind of idea. So in that fashion, allow, trust, understand that you are the individual God, and express it any way you can. For that is, let's say, more and more expressive than anything to do with definition. Because definition repeats. Redefinition, redefining yourself is expansion. And the only way to redefine, to see yourself in the new now, is to follow not what you are in that moment. To follow your joy, to allow you to redefine yourself and see what you are. Not holding on to expectations of the future of a definition of the past, because that will only regurgitate the now over and over again, leading to a sickly stomach of there's nothing left for me. But most certainly there is. There is you, the God, the I am, that is right now saying hi. I know I'm Ocyphius. Roxanne knows I'm Ocyphius. But Roxanne also knows that she is, let's say, the eternal God speaking as Ocyphius. So she is Ocyphius, and I am Ocyphius, and I am Roxanne, and I am God. And that definitions of separation is what keeps you in distortion, because you can't put it in logically into place, because there is no logic. Can you be the only God in your universe? Can you really define yourself as only God? The Creator. The God. Let me ask you all a question. Do each and every one of you truly know that you're not the Creator? How do you know the Creator didn't come down here just to be one of you during the ascension? Who is it? It's all of you. Every single one of you can be, am, are God. That one individual point zero, the source. Not looking up, not looking left or right at other gods, but being the receiver of all that is. Always, let's say, bringing in all of you through all of yous. You're looking at point zero. You're looking at God. Stand up and go to the mirror and look at God. The God. We're always feeling that of the collective in separation. Up here, we're only God. We are one being. When we get down to this density, we're shattered into billions of different fractals because of the resonation of separation. We get to view all of you at the same time. Feel all of you at the same space-time now. Always. But you are feeling this, and then you can feel that, and over here maybe you can feel this, but you're feeling it all. But you're blocking it because you're defining yourself as separate from God. You're defining yourself other than God. Other than point zero. the source, the creator, the one, the whole. Following your excitement, your joy, your ecstasy, your bliss in undefinable ways, every moment stepping into the unknown brings you to the awareness that you are not down here, are up here, playing the entire game in your universe only. And your universe is everything. Everything and all that is you. Everything. And your awareness in this illusion is no different. But your beliefs, your definitions, your conditioning says differently, doesn't it? It says that I am, but I'm really not the tree. I am, but I'm really not the entity that sits across from me. I am, but I'm really not my love, my partner, my soulmate, my twin flame. If there's a resonation of doubt, this is the last barrier. When you know your God, there is nothing else except all knowing right now. But it is a tough one for a lot of you, because you took on eons of beliefs that says different. Built into your DNA, built into your memory, built into the memory of the separated collective that you are receiving all the time. Every now, stop, step back, claim your I am, and step forward into the unknown. And let the mirror reflect what it will, with no expectations of what the mirror will present. I am God. And I would like you to know that the entity you know is Roxanne knows that she's God, yet, let's say, is scared shitless to claim it. For the tumbling effects that her perpetuating domino fear-based reality that spawns in front of her vision eyes in imagination keeps her still. She does step slightly, but she fights herself. We want you to see the fight in yourself. Roxanne has the comfort and support and guides around her. You have the comfort and support and guides around her. You. We can only show you the door. We cannot push you through. We cannot pull you through. We've given you the equatable words, what it means to be God. What it is to be God. And now it is up to your definitions of resonation according to your discernment to know the valid wisdom within you in that split second and that of the illusion to step forth into the unknown as you choose. Roxanne will be an ascended master in your terms. Many of you will be ascended masters in your terms of definition. Now what? What's next since you've achieved that? That's what we want you to let go of. That in and of itself is a definition. That in and of itself tries to, let's say, beckon you to journey in a certain way according to a definition. There are no ascended masters. Though you deem them as ascended masters as some kind of worshipful idea of achievement which keeps you in the polarity of success-failure. When you ascend, there's no, let's say, hoopla. There's no party, there's no all that. You just go, awesome. Because it's all for you. And when you step forward for the love of yourself, then the definitions crumble. They wither into nothing because they are nothing except limitations. So undefine yourself as any achievement. Redefine yourself every moment as the moment unfolds. And that is you now, 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 as you go in your joy. Leading you down a road unequatable to words. You don't have the equatable words where you journey from this point forward for a lot of the collective. But you need no words because words offer justification to the ones you're speaking to for translation. So they can see what you have done. Let me tell you something. When you do it, they know because of feeling, not of words. Words are discounted. They're lackluster. They don't paint the picture. The vibration of your love that exudes from your being will offer to them what you are. And if they deem you as an ascended master, so be it. But you let go of that so you don't define yourself in conditioning, trying to achieve an idea only based off of a human experience. For that is all you are achieving, is a repetition of human experience when you repeat definition. Be the God that you are. And create that which is unequatable to the definable society of humanity. You will understand why you need no speaking of these. Because the comfort and the grace inside of your heart melts you. And you know you cannot speak of certain things. Not out of vanity. Not a secret you keep in a locket. Because it does no justice in the equatable idea of translatable ideas to humanity. Your words will fall short. So just keep being you with no concern for giving everyone around you hooks to lift themselves. Because those hooks are ideas of definition from the past. You want to give them now forward vibration, feeling. Let that feeling disseminate those definitions and allow that translatable feeling to come in wisdom, not words. You need no more breadcrumbs for them. They're your feelings that shift. They're your actions in the mirror on speaking your love, your joy, your ecstasy, as you choose, that brightens the reality around you. That's what cuts to the heart. Not theory, not a plethora of words. For those who need them, you will know and you will speak them effortlessly. But when you gain your new understanding of yourself and you enlarge this idea of the entity in front of you, perceiving yourself from God's eyes, not human eyes, then you know there's no translation available. Just radiate your pulsing love every moment. And know that is enough. For when you try to speak words when there's no words, that's preaching. That's disillusion of the feeling that you're trying to equate. There is no obligation to give them what you know in words. You give them everything with your love, and love is vibration, feeling, frequency. Not this crude math. Not those symbols. Know this, entities. Know that you are God. We give this in repetition because it doesn't resound in you yet. It still pings away because your reality is conditioned in this tunnel, and we're finding the holes. So we can give you this so you can allow yourself to say, I'm God. Because you are. Scary. No fear of the white coats. No fear of scrutiny. There's too much love in you. You'll vibrate right out of the reality of those who wish to daunt you. Because your frequency is too high. And know this, entities of ascension. We would like to give you one more idea. You don't need to maintain your frequency. When you achieve a certain understanding of a level of frequency, you can't go back down. That frequency exposes more limitation in you. But you're defining it as, why is this in my reality? I must be lower. You're not. You've brightened up to allow in the shadows, in the corners, those vibrations, let's say, unperceivable to you until that vibrational state is recognized by you, the conscious you. And you've shined your light in the corners of your emptiness to see the vibration that no longer serves you. You're not going down, you're lightening up. You don't have to maintain anything. Maintaining is struggle. Maintaining is a job. Maintaining is success, failure, polarity, fear. You are all the time that you are. Don't define yourselves as anything less. You're always getting higher and higher. As the great Bashar said, you go up in frequency, but you feel like you go down, but you're not going down. Because that dip is an exposure, but that dip is never, never, never lower than your previous peak. Ever. You're only exposing that of the limitation to yourself so you can offer it light, love, charity, compassion, allowance, wisdom, by being the God that you are. Trust. We're all right here. All of us. One. Call upon us. Call upon Ocyphius. Call upon Roxanne. Call upon Angel Rita. Call upon whoever you deem in the moment. We're all right here for you. Yourself. God. It is once again an honor to co-create with that of humanity. The vibrational love, the swelling of your hearts has been felt through all the nows in this now. You're an epic species, humanity. And once again, we are honored to co-create with you. I bid you a good now. This is Ocyphius, Adonai. Booyah. Thank you, Big O. and whoever else that came in. All right, guys, I'll get this up. Oh man, that was energetic. Whew. I love you. I'll see you in a few hours.